Natalie and Stephanie, you were doing so well before Bucharest. I mean, you even took first place in one leg. So, how are you both feeling looking back after the elimination now that you've had some time to fully process it?
I'm
Yeah.
really sad. It was really uncomfortable to watch the elimination episode. Like we were on a roll. I feel like we were in motion. We really were working as teammates. Romania just kicked our butts. It was really difficult. And unfortunately, we weren't in alignment like the other legs. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm really sad. It feels like a breakup, you know?
Stephanie, how about you?
Yeah, we already lived it, so rewatching the episode was like reopening the wound. And obviously, you look at back and you're like, oh, there's some things that I could have done better. But in hindsight, there's this thing called race brain, and you're tired, you've been traveling, you're in a different country, and so it's just like there's a lot of things that kind of take away from your voice of reason sometimes.
Yeah.
And Natalie's been doing this for a while now. So, what was it like for you to see yourself on TV and get into this reality television?
Prior, I couldn't imagine it, but I don't think I could have imagined it with any other TV show. I think Amazing Race has all the elements that I would personally want to be involved in. It's got um it's wholesome, and it's just all about the competition, and I think those are the type of shows that I go for. And it really tests your relationship with yourself and your partner, and you get to see the world together. So I couldn't imagine any other show.
Well, early on in this leg, it gets uncomfortable right away because you get to that counter to get your plane ticket, and Joseph and Adam, you got there before them, but they get in front of you in line, and you
Yeah.
sort of just let it slide, and you lose a whole flight time
Yeah.
on that. I don't know if it
Yeah.
made a difference, but what was going through your head in that moment?
So that really did make a difference. And me and my sister, like especially for me, and correct me if I'm wrong, Seth, but we need to work on being a little bit less empathetic and more, not selfish in a way, but we need to be a little bit more aggressive in the right times. And being women and, being raised by a single mother, sometimes, I can just bite my tongue a little bit instead of just, being a little bit more assertive, taking up space, having a little bit more audacity. So 2026 is my year to be a little bit more, have more audacity, be more
Spacious.
like a man. So that is my new goal for myself. And watching that I was really mad. Looking back, we just sat there and just took it. And it's like, no, like no more, no more, no more.
Preach.
I mean, I feel like this season of The Amazing Race, because of there's so many people from Big Brother on it, has really leaned into alliances more than any other season, and it's a different game. And I think maybe the Big Brother players are taking the alliances too seriously. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I initially, before we started the race and a week leading up to when we left to start the race, I told Nat, I was like, let's just, we were a little nervous because we knew that everyone knew each other and we knew no one coming into the race. So I said, Nat, let's race our own race. Let's focus on our own game and let's just like keep it moving. And then it kind of turned into a completely different game that I imagined it to be, where we did have alliances and then we did lean on certain people a little bit more than I wanted to. I mean,
They
outside
also
of,
leaned on us for a lot. It was very equal on all parts.
yeah, it was more teamwork than I wanted it to be. No disrespect to our buddies, we're all buddies, but also too, I'm a very independent person and I don't ask for help a lot. So it was very difficult for me to not run my own race at the end of the day.
Like Steph was uncomfortable when we got first place because she's like, well, it was given to us. And I said, it wasn't given to us because we helped them out so much in so many different areas. And we also wrote out their direction, their instructions. So our social game, we left directions for them. So our social game actually got us that first place. So at the end of the day, we did earn it. It's just in a different way.
And I mean, were there any teams what teams were you specifically the most loyal to? And I mean, did you feel burned by anyone along the way?
I personally was the most loyal to the girl teams. So yeah, we had an alliance with the guys, but at the end of the day, I had a mission that a girl team would win. As you saw when we did the what was the board that we did, Steph?
Yeah, the what was it called? The crates board.
Yeah. When we had to, whatever the board is called, when we had to do the board, me and staff made sure, like, we worked with our alliance to do what we had to do, but also we gave the guys the most amount, and we were never going to give the girl teams the most amount, right? So at the end of the day, like, we always had our loyalty, like, it's unspoken loyalty to the girl teams because we wanted them to get ahead. So we did try to help in different ways that we could, and extended those olive branches when we could. And I mean, we did have an alliance, but at the end of the day, and yes, I love Joseph and Adam and Jag and Jazz, but at the end of the day, those are teams that are top three, top five all the time. So for me, I was going to be loyal to them, but at the end of the day, it is the amazing race. So as you saw, Joseph and Adam just cut in front of us and took the first place. They were not really apologetic about that. So they did that, right? So no shade. You're playing for $1 million. Me and Steph should have stepped up. We should have fought for that position. But at the same time, like, you can see how teams are still going to play individually. So we were making sure that we were going to take care of ourselves as well and make sure that we didn't ruffle feathers with the girl teams, and we wanted to make sure that they knew we had their back. So, we had the guy alliances, and then we had the train wreck alliances with some of the guy teams, and we're in good standing with everybody. So that's kind of where I wanted it to have it, being in good standing with everybody that was in our alliance and also that was not in our alliance.
And that's not really you really want to get in a foot race with at the end,
No.
that train wreck alliance. So
Yeah.
you had to keep that good standing. Natalie, what was it like doing the highest skydive in Amazing Race history?
Oh my gosh, that's iconic. I did not know it was the highest skydive in the Amazing Race history. Wow. So the 13,000 feet, that was crazy. So, Steph did the Ziskop television tower. So I was like, you know what? I got to step up. She is my older sister, so I rely on her a lot. So, the Amazing Race, even though I am one of the competitors, and that's what I've been doing for a living for 9 years now, almost 10 years. I just feel like I do rely. I'm just a girl. I'm a little sister. So if my sister's around, I'm going to turn off my brain. So I said, I'm going to do this. I am deathly afraid of heights. I will be paralyzed. I can't move. So Steph did the Ziskov television tower. So I was like, well, how hard can it be? I'm just going to close my eyes and jump off a plane. Let me tell you, it's hard to breathe up there. I was getting anxiety. I was like trying to meditate, and then I kept closing my eyes, and my jumping guide was like, "Open your eyes, open your eyes. This is the most amazing experience of your life. You need to open them." So he was making me open my eyes. I was like, "No, buddy, this is my strategy. Keep them closed and make it down."
And Stephanie, what for you do you think was the most difficult challenge you guys had to compete in throughout this race?
I honestly don't think it was any of the challenges. I think it was just more so the navigation.
Yeah.
The navigation in Romania where we got kicked out. I think if I would have had that on lock, I don't think we would have been having this conversation right now, and we would have saved this interview for a different day.
How did this whole experience change your relationship as sisters?
It made me more empathetic towards Nat in many ways. It made me understand where she comes from when it comes to being nervous or this and that. So it made me like understand that on a more empathetic level and have a little bit more patience, and instead of, being like, why are you
Why
being
are you
this way,
crying?
or why are you
Why are you
crying? Then,
crying?
it really helped me like dive into like asking questions. Okay, like how are you feeling? Why are you, it's okay. Like, and so it kind of just made me more empathetic towards Natalie.
Yeah, I
And
love that.
is there anything for either of you that you wish they would have shown on TV that we didn't get to see?
Mm,
Nat,
do you have one in mind, Sissy?
um,
Do you not want to say it?
No, no, no. I'm
no,
just
I think they portrayed us pretty well.
yeah.
I honestly, the cast can agree with us. I wish they would have maybe done like more of some things that they didn't clip into like some of the episodes, like a lot of like behind the scenes raw stuff, like the overnight train. We actually like try to sleep on a floor covered in like
Bird food.
pigeon poop and like just like really crazy random things like that. And then like there's another train station in Germany where like we got kicked out of the train station, and They didn't let us sleep inside the train station, so it was a bunch of us huddled outside, like freezing and shivering for like 2 hours, and just little funny, silly things like that that they didn't edit in.
Yeah.
And Stephanie, if Natalie takes part in the challenge Bloodlines, could she get you to go with her?
Please.
I don't know. I think it's for me, I don't like playing the social game. I don't like lying. It's just like it's not my vibe. Like I feel that like I'm more about the competition and that's why I love the Amazing Race because you compete and you just go. And then this you're kind of stuck in a house and you have to like maneuver and
But
slither
Steph,
around socially and it's just not my it's not my personality.
Steph, let me just tell you really quick because you're so big and strong and you're a competition beast. So because I'm 4'11", I'm easy. I'm out for the pickings. So people throw me into elimination because they're hoping that I won't get back in and I won't be a big threat for them, right? Because I'm really good at challenges, but I'm really bad at well, I was really bad at eliminations, even though I grew and got better at eliminations. Steph, no one's going to toss you into eliminations because you can win the eliminations because your size and your skill set. So you're not going to be a threat. Your social game is just going to be you hanging out and being yourself. So it's actually going to be easier for you than me.
I
Yeah,
love this live negotiation, by the way. Come on,
I would
Stephanie.
have to
Can we just get a
rewatch.
yes?
Yeah, I would have to rewatch a current season just to see how it is. I just think I have a little bit of trauma having flashbacks of you being tossed around
Yeah,
in a bingo cage.
yeah, but Steph, I was the first female crossover from another network onto the challenge, so I was like the guinea pig. But like times have changed, times have changed.
And you
But
can
I
funnel
would
that
also like
rage.
I would love to be on the challenge with my sister personally. I would be like my last one. I would do this one and then I'd be done. I'd retire my challenge sneakers. But I would love to do it with my sister, and I would if I had to sacrifice myself to get her to finals, I would. I would.
All right. Well, we're going to keep our eye out for that. And thank you both for taking the time. And Natalie, do you want to say goodbye to your baby there with us?
Guys, say goodbye to Papi. We love you guys. Papi says thank you for supporting us and loving us. We are reading all your messages. A lot of people are really sad. And so we love you guys so much. And so does Papi. My baby. Bye, Denton.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
See you.